So now, it seems to me that many things have conspired, maybe I should say transpired, to suggest that this weekend provides an opportune moment for me to speak at all the masses in both parishes. And therefore, to ensure that everyone hears the same message, I have gone to the trouble of composing a set text. 11 years ago, I was privileged to be asked to serve these two parishes as your parish priest. I was then approaching my 65th birthday. In those early days, we were all a little nervous about how the Redemptorists might be able to manage both parishes from our base here at Bishop Eton. However, it seems to me that for the most part, and with your wonderful cooperation, things have run remarkably smoothly. In the autumn of 2015, we joined forces one Saturday at St. Julie's School and had our Awakening Day. We had a marketplace to showcase the work that was going on in both parishes, looked for inspiration with some workshops, and encouraged those who wanted to take new initiatives. I look back on it as a very blessed occasion, which bore much fruit. And since then, we have participated in the Archdiocesan Synod and recognized the need to walk together with one another and the Lord. None of us needs reminding that the past 2 or 3 years have brought previously unimaginable challenges for society and the Church. Again, I like to think that together we have responded positively and effectively. Indeed, I have taken great comfort, consolation, from the fact that so many of you have thanked me for consistently striving to offer encouraging and hopeful messages and homilies online, while at the same time acknowledging the gravity and uncertainty of the situation. It is my hope and aim to offer a similarly encouraging message today, while continuing to acknowledge that the new set of challenges on the horizon present a foreboding prospect. Today, in the Book of Wisdom, we are reminded of how difficult it is to discern the will of God. But at the same time, we are reminded that His Holy Spirit is there to guide and inspire us. And just think, that was written before Jesus came and spoke to us about the Spirit. Meanwhile, Paul, admitting that he is now an old man, and I think I have to admit the same myself, is at pains to ensure that his two friends, Philemon and Onesimus, will live in peace. The passage in Luke's Gospel, calling us to accept the cross and let nothing, not even our families, get in the way of what we know to be right, is always more than a challenge. We know Jesus cannot be wanting to create division. He loved his own family. He also had his own special friends. But he is, as always, calling you and me to make an honest assessment of who we are and what needs to be done. As the new school year begins, I would like to propose that together we have another good look at ourselves and our communities. Then, once we have identified what needs to be done, perhaps we can pool our resources and see what we can achieve. I don't envisage another great day like the Awakening Day, but perhaps a Saturday morning or an evening in our parish halls, when again we can showcase what is going on and see who is willing to volunteer to fill the gaps. I have itemized a number of areas for consideration in this week's bulletin, and there may be others which we need to identify, not least some support system to provide both practical and psychological help in the face of the forthcoming cost of living crisis. I hope to be able to discuss all this with our parish teams in the coming days, and within a couple of weeks offer you some sort of timetable of events to achieve this. Now, as you know, I'm constantly looking for connections, constantly searching for the wisdom to recognize the providence of God in the unfolding events of my life and of the lives of those around me. I must admit that sometimes it is extremely difficult to discern the will of God. A fact that Father Charles Randall, I think most of you would know Charles, he spent his first 2.5 years after ordination working in our 2 parishes. It was something that he stressed during a workshop on prayer at the end of that mission that we had in Erdington in Birmingham a few weeks ago, the beginning of June, to mark the 100 years of the Redemptorists in Erdington. When shortly afterwards Charles informed Father Provincial that he intended to leave the Redemptorists and the Catholic priesthood, I saw his presentation that day in a wholly new light. I know that some of you have already heard about these events, and I am concerned that they do not become the subject of rumor and gossip, hence my decision to speak today. The news of Charles's decision has come as a great sadness to the Redemptorist congregation. Not sure exactly what age he is, but he's in his early 40s. And I imagine it's come as a great sadness to all of you. As a provincial council, we have duly granted him time to reflect, but it seems that he has come to his decision after reflection, a decision which continues to raise questions around the future of religious life and the priesthood in the developed world. And indeed, I feel the difficulty for people to make lifelong commitments in our society today. Of course, we leave any judgment with the Lord, and naturally, we hope and pray that Charles will find peace and happiness. Meanwhile, I can only assure you of my own and the Redemptorist community's desire to continue to serve you to the best of our ability. For now, I can only stress again the urgent need for all of us to pool our gifts and resources and ensure that our parish communities remain strong and vibrant witnesses to the loving presence of the Lord in our world. But I would just say these events are a further reminder of the very uncertain future. Let us beg the prayers of our Mother of Perpetual Succor, and may the Lord continue to bless you and your families, keeping you faithful and peaceful in his service.